welcome or welcome back. If you don't know me, my name is Alex and this is the first official video of 2024 and I'm honestly very excited about it because today we are going to be doing our first quarter check-in. I do want to talk about some goals that I have for 2024, but I want to break it up into increments. That way it's not too overwhelming or too like unachievable. So I wanted to do a first quarter check-in, kind of let you guys know where I'm at, what I'm trying to do in these first 3 months of the year, and then kind of just talk about our plan and how we're going to go about that. So I'm just going to jump right into it because this is going to be a very chatty video. First things first, we are going into our health category. So I have everything broken down into different categories. I have health, I have personal development, finance, spiritual, all of that. So we are going to start off with health. This is my main priority because you guys know I've been trying to lose weight for forever, it seems like at this point, and I feel like last year my body was kind of stuck, and also I was kind of in a phase where I was just a little bit burnt out on dieting, diet plans, fads, things like that, and I was over it. So I feel like I finally found my motivation again, and I want to say that my word for this year is discipline because I lacked so much of it last year. I lacked it with my work, with my side hustles, my fitness, my health, all of that. And so this year I really want to make that a focus to just be known as a disciplined person overall. And so we're gonna jump into health, and my goal is to, originally it was to lose 50 pounds. I've lost 3 pounds since then, so we're down to 47. So I want to lose 47 pounds this year. I want to make it as realistic as possible while maintaining a consistent rate at which I'm losing every single week, every single month, so on and so forth. And so my goal is that by my birthday, July 1st, I would like to lose the full 50 pounds. And I've broken that up into monthly, weekly, and daily goals. So it's really gonna be very, very slow weight loss. If I lose weight faster, I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like, please let me lose weight faster, but I wanna make this as realistic as possible. I want to make this as sustainable as possible, and I want to make this as long lasting as possible. So I've divided that 50 divided by the 7 months equals 7 pounds a month, which divided by 4 weeks in a month would be 1.7 pounds a week, which average for like healthy weight loss is anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds a week. So I'm right in the middle of that. So that's really not bad. I feel like that is very slow. It's realistic. It's healthy enough. And that way also I ended up spreading it out to where it was my birthday. Now, obviously plans change, things happen. Like if I want to look good for a vacation, let's say my family plans something in June or something and I kind of want to step it up, then I'm going to do my best to kind of like tighten the reins and just be a little bit stricter so that I can see faster results. But right now my end goal is July, and that's just to kind of lose the weight. So my goal is to get to 165 pounds. That's kind of like my golden number where I felt my best. I was the healthiest. I maintained that weight for about 2 years, and honestly I think that was pretty good because I did it without really forcing myself. I wasn't in the gym 3 hours a day. I wasn't starving myself, and so I feel like that to me is a really good number to where, you know, I felt great and I was very healthy. So that is my goal. I'm not trying to get into like a size 2 pair of jeans. I'm not, you know, trying to be the skinniest person in the room. I just want to make sure that my body is at a place where I have endurance, I have energy, my hair, my skin, my gut, everything is doing good. And so that is the number that I'm trying to get to. And I feel like the goal that I set for myself for the timeline is pretty realistic. And that way it's also not discouraging to me if maybe 1 week I only lost 1 pound. I wasn't really that much under my goal, and so I feel like I'm not forcing myself and stressing myself out to like have to lose 5 pounds in a week. And so I really want to make sure that this time around we are doing it the right way and it's going to be long lasting. I also want to do like a little bit of a video kind of going over every category, not so much talking about it but like actually putting it into action. So I do have a workout schedule planned for myself, and I plan to get in some kind of activity anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week. So Sunday will be my rest day. Monday, ideally, I would like to do cardio. I do want to get 10,000 steps in a day, which I was already kind of averaging that, so it's not really unrealistic. If I can bump that up to maybe 12,000 steps, then, you know, that's going to be pretty good as well. Ideally, I would like to do cardio on Monday, and Monday would probably just be like a long walk. I'm not trying to really do anything crazy. I'm recovering from the weekend and all that. Tuesday is upper body day in the gym. Wednesday is full body in the gym, and Thursday Sunday is lower body in the gym. So I do have 3 days a week that I plan to attend every single week without fail. That could be any 3 days of the week, but those are my 3 favorite just because I need them to be in order, because it keeps me motivated to just like get up and go versus taking a day off from the gym and then having to feel like I'm forcing myself to go back. So I have those 3 days that I've designated: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, I would like to have those be my running days. So I do want to train eventually for a half marathon sometime this year. I've already ran 2 5Ks, so my next goal is to do a 10K, and I'm going to be doing some research and see when the next one is coming up. That way I can kind of push myself and have something to look forward to as far as why I'm running, and eventually my end goal is to do a half marathon this year. So along with the working out, that's really just so that my body can stay active. It's really kind of my stress relief. It's my therapy. I love working out. I don't always eat the best, but I do always enjoy some kind of activity. So aside from the activity, that's really not the hard part for me. The difficulty with me losing weight is my diet. I lack so much discipline. I kind of just, grab whatever's there at the moment. I do fall into temptation a lot when it comes with my eating. So I really want to make sure that I'm honing all that in and I'm just trying to stick to my goals as much as possible. So I do have a coach that I am accountable to. I started with her last month. She is also the owner of the gym that I attend. So I already have a really good relationship with her. I trust her results. She is honestly so great. She is always accessible. So I'm always reaching out to her if I have any questions. She's always checking in on me, and she has personally customized my macros for me. I'm not going to go over those numbers because that's all custom to your activity level, your weight, your goals, all of that. So I'm not really going to go over those numbers, but I am tracking macros this time around. I'm not doing South Beach diet. I'm not doing Arbonne. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just gonna be doing macros specifically, and so I could incorporate, if I'm craving a soda, I'll throw that in there and just make sure that it falls in my numbers, and that way I'm not necessarily depriving myself of anything. So like I said, macros are specifically customized to everything that is also for your weight. So she knows my goal. She knows exactly, I told her my sleep schedule, I told her all of that, so she's taking all that into consideration, and we are adjusting as needed. So right now I am starting off with a lot more calories than I'm used to, but I feel like that's kind of going to be good because then we can decrease little by little, and I don't feel like I'm starving right now right off the bat. So we are adjusting those as needed. High protein and calories are what I'm aiming for, and then I do try to drink a gallon of water a day. I've kind of always drank that amount, so that's not really hard to stick to, but I did end up getting a new water bottle, you guys. We all know the Stanley. I have a million of them, and it was just kind of getting on my nerves every time it tipped over or something. It was just always leaking, and it was just annoying. Okay, so I ended up finding the hydro jug. This is what it looks like, and it is also 40 ounces. It was $40, and then I ended up getting a coupon on top of a discount, so I don't know how much I paid, but honestly, it's a cup. So I got the cream color. The straw kind of goes it's not always sticking up or whatever. You just put it down when you're done. And this is the first cup that I've actually found that is actually leak proof, and you can see I literally have water in here. So my goal is to drink about 3 of these a day. Not gonna lie, it doesn't really keep your water cold. It says that it keeps it cold for 24 hours. My ice melted in the first couple of hours, but it's not that I'm not used to that, because Stanley didn't do that either. So I think the only ones that actually worked for me were my hydro flask and my Yeti that actually kept my ice frozen for literally forever. I want a new cup. It was part of my motivation for this year, so we're just gonna go with that. I'm not buying any more. I know people might say that this is too much, but I am weighing myself daily because I'm taking into account the average for the week and the average for the month. So that's kind of where I'm seeing. I'm not scared of fluctuation. If I do see the scale go up, I don't crumble and starve myself for the rest of the day. I do acknowledge that that is something that is very real. It's gonna happen. Fluctuation in any kind of weight loss journey, weight gain journey, maintenance journey, fluctuation's gonna happen. It's just you blow what you ate the day before, if you hydrated enough, all that stuff. But I do make sure that I weigh myself every single day to keep myself accountable. You don't have to do that if that doesn't work for you, but it personally works for me. It keeps me accountable as far as I ate a little bit too much the day before, I didn't eat enough the day before, and it kind of just keeps me on track personally. So I don't weigh myself 3 times or anything. I literally weigh myself once in the morning, and that's it. Along with that, I want to be a lot better about taking progress pictures and videos. So I just want to do one quick spin around whatever, take a picture, and make sure that I log that every single week. I think I want to do it at the end of the week, just because if I do it at the beginning, Like, let's say I weigh myself on a Monday, but I went out to eat on Sunday night and I'm bloated the next morning. I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that I weigh myself at the end of every week, kind of before like the weekend plans come in and stuff like that. And so I think I'm gonna make Fridays my check-in days as far as like progress pictures and videos. I'm just gonna try to pick the same outfit or something similar, maybe like biker shorts and a tank top, and just make sure that I'm tracking that every single week. And then I'm also just gonna take like a quick selfie because I see results on my face very quickly. So just to see that swelling and inflammation go down. And that is basically it when it comes to like the weight loss portion of it. I am trying to meal prep as well. So my grandma got me for Christmas, she got me a juicer, so I'm definitely going to be using that. I'm going to try to make celery juice because that actually really did help me with inflammation and it helped my digestive system a lot. So I'm going to start doing that and just having those prepped in the fridge. And then she also got me a Ninja air fryer. It's the double one, so you can roast and fry at the same time. So I'm very excited about it. And I feel like it's going to be a really good tool for my meal preps. I also got a crock pot. So I'm just going to be using all of this stuff and making sure that I maximize the tools that I have to help me lose weight the best while still eating foods that I love. Along with this whole like health category, I'm also making sure that I utilize my Oura ring as much as possible. I've shown you guys before, I wear this every single day. I literally don't take it off. I also have my Apple Watch, but I really only use my watch for workouts or if I'm in the middle of like a meeting or something or in church and drivers are reaching out to me. I have my watch and I don't have to pull out my phone every time. But really, I like the Apple Watch for fitness and then I like my Oura ring for health. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, I probably will do like a separate video where I talk more about it, but it tracks your sleep, it tracks your temperature, your heart rate, so it can take into account stress levels, your recovery, your readiness for the day. And it's also really good at tracking your steps and like calories and stuff like that. So like I said, I don't really use it too much for my workouts, but I do use it for making sure that I've gotten enough rest the night before. And it'll kind of let you know, like if you didn't get enough sleep, it'll tell you like, hey, maybe take it easy today, try to find some time in the day where you can get a nap in. Or if you did a really high intensity workout the day before, it'll tell you, hey, like your heart rate was pretty high, like you were stressed for this amount of time, whatever, like you were stressed these 3 hours of the day, maybe try to go for like a light walk instead of a hard workout today. So it really kind of like keeps you on track. I do have the app, so it's like just really cool. I honestly love it. I'm obsessed with it. I have convinced 2 of my sisters and my mom to all get it, plus my coach at the gym, and she's convinced other people to get it. So I'm just obsessed. I could not say enough good things about this ring. Honestly, I wish they sponsored me because I am obsessed with it. Like I don't take it off. So I'm really going to make sure that I utilize this more in this year and making sure that I'm constantly reading my numbers, my activity, things like that, so that it can benefit me instead of like if I'm completely exhausted. Am I really gonna do a HIIT workout that day? Is it gonna benefit me? Probably not. So let me just do some light cardio instead. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do, and then we're just gonna work it out that way. But next, we're gonna go into work. And I keep saying this, and I've said this so many times. So how successful I'm going to be at it, I have no idea. But we're gonna try to aim for it, and I want to time block this year. I have a million side hustles. You guys all know that. I did end up quitting my second full-time job. I was working at a warehouse and oh my gosh, you guys, my body was beat up. I was not getting any rest. I was constantly coming home with tons and tons of like major bruises. I had cuts all over my arms and my legs. It was really hard, and I was expected to lift like 70-pound boxes that were basically as tall as me. I had to lift those over my head and I couldn't do it. I was constantly having to ask the men for help. And if I cannot do my job properly on my own and get the performance that I'm supposed to get, then maybe it's just not for me. You know, like I tried my best. I tried really hard. Everybody told me like I should quit like way in the beginning, and I said, I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna push through it. Like the worst that can happen, I didn't need the job anyway. It was just kind of to get ahead on like some payments. So then I ended up just quitting. So to replace that income, what I have been doing lately that actually has been a lot of fun, I've been doing a lot of Uber Eats. I've also been doing Shipt, and honestly, like it's not that bad. If you really stick to a schedule and do a certain amount of hours every single day, like you're actually gonna get some pretty good income. So I wanna make sure that I set aside time every single day to do Uber Eats for anywhere from, I wanna say maybe 2 to 3 hours, just depending on how much time I have in the day. Again, that is extra money, so I can kind of just play around with that. It's totally fine. I wanna focus more on my Etsy shop and try to come out with some new products. That's always something that I'm trying to do, or make more PDFs to have more passive income. So I do wanna focus on that, and I wanna take some time every day, either to kind of have like an hour of creativity or to focus on like getting some products ahead of time so that I don't end up spending so much time when the order comes in and I can just kind of pack it and go. I also have my dispatch schedule, so I do work 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. So I have the entire night time to really focus on like my side hustles that don't have to do with, you know, Uber Eats, because once the sun goes down, I'm not doing any deliveries. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know these people's houses. Like, I'm a girl by myself. I'm not doing that. While I dispatch, that's usually when I take the time to edit my videos for YouTube, and it kind of helps keep me awake throughout the night. I'll also probably clean in the middle of the night, making sure that I wake up to a clean house. You know, I do work for my parents. I've mentioned it before. They do have a transportation business, and if anyone knows how family businesses work, every single person wears many hats. So I am one of the head dispatchers. I also do work orders for the trucks. I make sure and track what is down, what's available. I also do start times and schedules, so I make sure I send every single driver their schedule for the day. As far as new people as well, I make sure to welcome them to the company. Just different things. I'm always working. That's just something that I do throughout the day. I can be home, I don't have to be home. I just need my phone basically. And I do want to focus more on my YouTube channels. I do have two. You guys all know I actually originally started this vlog channel because my cash stuffing channel did so well, but I didn't want to introduce vlogs to that channel because it's like a specific category. It's a cash budgeting channel, so it's really all about money. I wanted to make sure that I focused on that category instead, and the vlog channel would be separate. So I want to make sure that for both channels I'm posting twice a week, which it's kind of easy just because the cash stuffing one is like really simple to make those videos for. It doesn't require much editing time. It doesn't require much time actually filming. And so I know for sure I can do that. And then I want to include a little bit more shorts just to make sure that I'm having like a little bit of additional content with that. And then for this channel is a little bit more difficult because you have to get more creative. It's more editing time. It's just more time consuming. It is a lot of fun, but it takes time. So I want to make sure that I'm also posting twice a week for this channel. I want to switch up my editing style, my filming style, and I want to get more creative and actually take the time to practice and learn how to do more with my channel. And I don't know, I want to get more ideas. So if you guys start seeing like different things that I'm kind of doing, either playing around with angles or clips or my intros, outros, things like that, then that's probably just because I'm trying to learn how to make this better and focus more on the production part of it than just like getting content out. I want to make sure that what I put out there is intentional, it's focused, and that I'm putting as much quality as I can into each video, which also leads me into like video ideas. I want to make sure that every single video I have has a specific intention to it. So I'm trying to scramble less in my videos because sometimes I feel like they're just really choppy, they're all over the place, and I'll kind of just be doing one thing here and then I'll jump like hours later or the next day into something totally different. So I want to make sure that every single video has a specific theme. And like if I want to talk about, you know, a healthy day in my life, then I'm probably not going to focus on work that day. I'm really only going to focus on health. And so that might also make my videos a little bit shorter because they're going to be a lot more focused. But I feel like that would make for more engagement because it's like what I told you guys I was gonna film is what I filmed, instead of kind of like you told us that you were gonna make like a healthy day, but it was like this whole random day in your life of running errands and then you designated like 2 minutes into a meal prep. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that my videos are very focused, and so that's what we're gonna do this year. So I might have shorter videos, I might have longer videos. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just playing around with it. I just want to make sure that my content that I'm getting out this year has a lot more quality than it did last year. Next, I am doing more with TikTok. It has been so much fun. Honestly, it's so easy. And I do want to do more videos where I'm actually like talking in those, because it's kind of just like random little things that I do. It's not really like talking videos. I feel like I save that more for YouTube, and I feel like TikTok is just a little bit more intimidating just because people can be a lot more mean. Thank God I haven't had any like that, but because you know, I also haven't really posted myself so much. So I don't know, I kind of want to get the courage to do that a little bit more. But yeah, we're getting there. We're posting little by little. We're getting more comfortable, getting our feet in the water. You know, we'll figure it out. But I do want to do more on TikTok. And then next, I feel like just regular maintenance goes. I want to make sure that I'm keeping my hair as healthy as possible. I want to focus on hair growth and just making sure that I'm scheduling trims as much as I can at the proper time and not waiting too long, because I want healthy hair. I want it to grow. I want it to be fuller. And I'm also taking Nutrafol to help with that. It's helped so much so far. So I honestly can't wait to see how much more it helps me. I also want to make sure that I'm staying on top of my skincare. I've kind of just put that on the back burner lately, and I'll do my skincare in the morning, like every single day religiously. In the morning I will do it, but at night I kind of struggle. Sometimes I'll just grab a makeup wipe and I'll call it a day. So I really want to make sure that I'm taking care of my skin, especially now that I'm getting older. I'm in my 30s now and I just want to age as gracefully as I possibly can. We're going to focus on that. Next, we are going to go into a little bit more personal development. So I want to make sure that I'm scrolling less in this new year. I have been so obsessed with TikTok and it's been a problem. So I don't want to spend hours every day scrolling through social media. It also I feel like it led me into a little bit of like a comparison mindset, and it kind of just had me just like really down for a while. Like I was really frustrated with where I was in my life because I just kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I kept seeing so-and-so is married, so-and-so is having kids, so-and-so redecorated their entire house, so-and-so like got a dog, and I just felt like I kind of got in a place where I felt like I was stuck, even though I knew that I was moving forward. Like seeing where they were made me feel like I had to be there, even though I didn't. You know, I know God has this perfect timing for every single season in your life. And so I just really have to remind myself that I'm not behind. I'm on track. They're on track where they should be, and you're on track where you should be, even though that may look different for each one of you. So I really want to make sure that I'm scrolling less, just because I don't want the scrolling to contribute to my emotional state for the day, my mindset for the day, and we're just gonna focus on just putting the phone down for a little bit. So that's gonna be a thing. I don't have a time limit. I just want to make sure that I'm being more aware of how much I pick up my phone, and I'm gonna try not to scroll while I eat, or like I don't want to pick up my phone the second I wake up and just like scroll through TikTok or Instagram. So we're gonna put our phone down more this year. I do also want to make sure that I am taking my time every single day for my devotion and just spending my time with God, starting with prayer and gratitude and just honestly reading my Bible. And I feel like that would put me in so much better of a place, not just spiritually but mentally as well, than to be scrolling and seeing everything that the world has. So I want to make an effort to have basically God be the first person I talk to in the day. And I did get a new Bible. My friend Jolene actually had it, and at our retreat for church this year, I saw it and I was like, oh, first of all, she has like the most perfect writing in the world. So I think that kind of like sold me on it too, even though my writing is not like that. But she got this Bible, and I've been looking for like a journaling Bible, but the only versions I find are like ESV, NIV, like different versions. I read the KJV and then King James version, and I also really like to read the Amplified, and I couldn't find a journaling one that was either or, but she had it. And so she had this, I have a hair in my face. She had this King James version, and it is a journaling Bible, and you guys, look how gorgeous this Bible is, okay? And I like the fact that the pages are straight white. They're not like that yellowish tint. And you'll notice that every single page has a section to journal and to write down your notes. I personally write so many notes in my Bible. I'm highlighting, I'm putting post-its, I'm putting random notes in between. And I have really small writing, so it works for me as well. But to have a Bible that has designated like note section in each page is so helpful. So this is pretty new. You'll notice like it looks super clean. I also keep my regular Bible at church in my seat, and so it's just really easy for me to keep that there, and then I have this one at home. So I'm really excited to kind of like go through this one, be able to write my notes, and it just feels good to have a fresh Bible. If you know, you know. This is my new one. I am obsessed with it. I got it on Amazon. It was very inexpensive, and if I have the link, then I'll put it in my storefront. Next, I really want to make sure that I'm listening to more podcasts. So I want to make sure that I'm improving myself in some way every single day. I'm learning something. I'm listening to something a little bit either more motivational, inspirational, something that has to do with discipline, or kind of just getting your life together, really. When I was listening to podcasts every single day, I felt like every single day I was learning something. It put me in a really good mood. It was really pushing me for motivation and discipline. And so I really want to get into that again, and I want to make sure that every day I'm listening to something that's going to help me develop personally. So we are doing that. And then a few podcasts that I like to listen to are, of course, Ed Milet. He is my absolute favorite. I also love listening to Dave Ramsey as far as like the financial side of it. And then I have been listening to Balanced by Hillary a lot. She focuses on macro counting and like fat loss. So I kind of go to her more for like the fitness side of it. And then I just listen to my messages from church as well. So I have all of those, and it's kind of like every category. And then for something a little bit like different, I do listen to Crime Junkies. I got really into listening to like crime podcasts, so much so that I kind of had to put it down for a little bit because it was making me a little bit paranoid. But every so often I'll probably listen to a story here or there. Next, I want to make sure that I am reading every single day. How much I'm going to read, I don't know. So I'm not really going to set a certain number of pages for myself, because sometimes I might be really interested in it and I might want to read more than 10 pages. Sometimes I might be like falling asleep and I'll probably just read 5. Either way, I want to make sure that I'm picking up a book every single day and I'm reading it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to read 5 books in a month, because that's just not realistic for me in my schedule. I want to at least read 1 book a month. That's 12 books for the year. I think that's pretty good. On top of my devotion time, that doesn't count as reading a book. This is specific personal time with God, and that's not really into like the whole reading part of it. So I do have the Ed Milet book, which is The Power of One More, and then I also have Atomic Habits, and I keep starting it and never finishing it, so that's on my list. But one that I picked up recently that I'm actually really interested in reading is this one by Dr. Emerson, and it is Love and Respect. At my church, they recommend this book a lot in like marriage classes and stuff like that. I'm not engaged, I'm not married, but I feel like this is just a really good book as far as like relationships go. It's kind of, you know, in preparation for marriage. Why not already read this to make it kind of easier for myself to be able to recognize certain habits, recognize certain like vocabulary and language that I'm using that I probably should learn to kind of like tweak a little bit, things like that. And so I wanted to get this for myself just to kind of get on the right track as far as like learning that. So I'm also listening to Jimmy and Karen Evans on my podcast. So I am incorporating like marriage podcasts just because I feel like if that's the next step that I'm kind of trying to get to in my life, then why not prepare for that in advance and just start now. This is the book that I'm going to start reading this month, Love and Respect. I will let you guys know how I like this book. Next, I want to make sure that I'm planning ahead for every single day. So the night before, I want to make sure that I kind of go through my list as far as if there's a brand that I have to email, if there's a video that I have to upload, if I have to run errands, get a car wash, get gas, things like that. So I want to make sure that I'm planning everything the night before so that I have that for myself the next day. And I start every single day with a plan. Again, that's going to incorporate into my discipline and just making sure that I'm not scattered, because sometimes that's more stressful and I waste more time kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing next than to just have it on my list and check it off. So I do have this planner. This is by Poi and Hun, and I customize it myself. So it is this master book, and it has just different categories. So it has your tasks for the day. I got this last year and I never used it. I specifically did not get this like as a dated planner because I know how I am with planners. I buy 100, they're all dated, and then I don't use them. So then they go to the trash along with money. So this year I'm gonna try to do something a little bit more like this. It also has a section for brainstorming and projects. So it has ideas, due dates, next steps, things like that. And then I have my inbox and to-do section. So this is kind of gonna help me to see if I need to reach out to anyone, make any appointments, things like that. And then it has like a blank page for notes. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be using. It's pretty small and compact, so I can kind of carry it with me around if I had to. And yeah, I really like this. So that is it for like my personal development category. Next, I am gonna go into my finance category. And you guys know, if you have been following me on my cash stuffing channel, I am trying to get out of a little bit of debt. So it's not a ton, especially not compared to some of the numbers that I've been hearing lately. That's actually would scare me half to death, but it's not a big number. I'm just trying to like get out of the way already because I'd rather have my money be my money instead of a credit card company's. So my goal this year is to track every single thing, and I carry around, I don't know where I left it, but I carry around a little notebook, one of those little 5-star notebooks, and whether I used a credit card, debit card, cash, I try to track it every single day, exactly what I spent where, so that I know where my money's going, if I spent too much money on shopping, if I spent too much at the grocery store, too much on outings, things like that. So I want to make sure that I'm tracking every single dime that I spend, and we're gonna do that with my little notebook because I feel like for me, pen to paper, which just works the best. Next, if you guys are following me on TikTok, you guys know that I'm trying to do a challenge for myself, and it's a no spend challenge as far as groceries go, because I ended up finding myself spending so much money at the grocery store for like random things. Like the worst thing you can do is go grocery shopping when you're hungry. So I would always come home with like chips, cookies, a new creamer that I found. I ended up having like 6 creamers and they all go to waste because I don't drink that much coffee. So I don't know. I want to be intentional about the money that I spend, and so I'm doing a no spend challenge for my groceries. I did have to restock because I had family come over and I didn't want an empty fridge. I want to be able to be a good host and offer certain things. So I did recently do a restock, but now that we've restocked, I don't need to spend any money. So I have everything that I need. I don't need to spend anything else. And so that's what we're doing as far as like my no spend. One of the reasons I want to stop scrolling so much on TikTok is because I've fallen into like the consumer trap, and everything I see, I just want to buy. And I'm very spontaneous when it comes to spending, and that's something I want want to change this year. So if I see it, if it interests me enough, if I'm excited about it, then I'll buy it, even though I don't need it. So I want to make sure that I'm more intentional with my finances. Another thing, I want to eat at home as much as possible and try not to eat out if I don't have to. Like if I'm running errands, I don't want to stop at Chick-fil-A. And you know, on a Sunday after morning service, I don't want to go to a restaurant. I want to just find something to eat at home. And with that, I want to try to meal prep a little bit more, just because it's going to help me with my weight loss, and then it's going to help me with my finances. So we're trying to make more money and we're trying to lose more weight. So that's how it's going to work. I'm also going through my subscriptions and checking my emails and making sure that I am unsubscribing to any companies that are just blasting me with discount codes and coupons and things like that. And I don't need to go to Old Navy. I have basically their entire store in my closet already. I don't need new shoes. I have more than enough. I don't need another jacket or a coat or anything like that. I have unsubscribed to so many companies, like I can't even tell you guys, companies that I didn't even realize I was subscribed to, but I was just constantly getting like messages and emails about discount codes. So we are unsubscribing. I am canceling my car wash membership. One, I feel like it's just not worth the money, and two, it wasn't giving me the quality wash that I was looking for. So I'm not going to spend $30 a month on something that's really not worth it. Yes, I can go as much as possible, but it wasn't cleaning my car the way that it should have. Other little things that I've kind of subscribed to throughout the year, I'm going through my list, going through my bank account, and just like checking my app to see what's coming out every month. And if it's just no purpose to me, then I'm just gonna cancel it. And I did get a notification recently that I'm halfway through paying off my car loan. So with shopping less and being able to pay off my credit cards, and with that, like once I finally finish paying off my credit cards, my next step is to pay off my car and I'll be totally debt free. I want to stop shopping. Honestly, it grossed me out, and it was a conviction at some point, because I was like, why am I spending so much money on so many unnecessary things? It's just, there's no point. Like I just felt disgusted. We're gonna limit shopping, and we're just gonna get really strict on our spending habits. I really want to make sure that this year I am a disciplined person overall. So first and foremost, I want to make sure that I am growing spiritually. That is my #1 goal, and so that is like, that just tops it all. I also want to make sure that I am the healthiest that I can possibly be. My goal is to age as gracefully and as healthy as I possibly can. My family has a history of different medical issues, and genetically that's already a risk for me. So I want to make sure that I'm as healthy as I possibly can be, and with that I will have more self-esteem, more confidence, and I'm just going to be able to do the activities that I love doing. And I want to make sure that I am completely out of debt. I want to be totally free in my mind with that category and not feel like I have to pay the next person. So I want to make sure that my finances are in check. I want to make sure that I'm disciplined when it comes to a solid work schedule. I know that I work from home, which makes it really difficult sometimes to make sure that I'm like time blocking for certain things, because I'll, you know, probably be working on YouTube or something, and I'll be like, oh, this house needs to be clean, let me clean real quick. Or I'll be working on my Etsy, and then I'll just be like, you know what, I'm just tired, I'll leave this for the next day. So I wouldn't want to do that for myself, even if that sometimes means like getting out of my environment and going somewhere else. Not necessarily like Starbucks or anything. Like I can go to Starbucks, it's really close to my house, I can even walk there honestly, but maybe just go to the park and just kind of, you know, find a table and bench and just work from there when it comes to like editing and stuff like that. So I really want to make sure that I'm focused on that. And yeah, this year my word is discipline, and I feel like that's kind of gonna help every category and just get me really on the right track that I'm trying to be on. I want to try to do some like no excuse days or delusion days and things like that, and that way it kind of like free motivates me. And I will be doing quarterly check-ins this year. I'll check in again in the beginning of April, because we'll have gone through January, February, and March. So in the beginning of April, I'll kind of let you guys know where I'm at as far as like my weight, if I've met any goals that I have. I do have more personal goals that I've broken down into each category, like how many subscribers I want to aim for, where I want my finances to be, like how much income I want to be making, things like that. But that's just a little bit more specific, and I feel like it would take a little bit more time. I'll probably make separate videos for each thing that I kind of have going on. But yeah, for now, this is it. I wanted to just give you guys this little update as far as how we're starting the new year. I'm super motivated. I'm very excited. And honestly, I just can't wait to see what this year holds. I feel like 2024 is really going to be a great year. I have so many things that I want to accomplish. I have so many steps that I'm trying to get to, and you know, all in God's timing, all in his will. At the end of the day, like that's priority, because like it could be his will, But if you do it in your timing, you're gonna mess it up. Like at the end of the day, save yourself the time and just align to where God wants you, because it's gonna make your life so much easier. Better to learn the lesson as quick as possible than to have to go in circles and end up rerouting yourself so many times like I've done before. That is the goal for this year. I'm very, very excited. If you guys have any video ideas that you want to see from me this year, please leave them down in the comments. I'm very excited. I feel like this channel is finally starting to see some like consistent growth, and I have so many ideas that I have for this year that I want to film. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you guys are interested in seeing a little bit more of this stuff. I would really, really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.